Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving these 3 drones to 3 lucky winners, and you could be one of them. I'm doing this because, as you can see behind me, I have quite a few drones, and it's more than I can possibly fly. And so, instead of letting them just collect dust or trying to sell them or something, I decided I would much rather just give them to you guys. Try to find a new home for some of these builds where they would be enjoyed and appreciated, and that would make me happy. I've been given a lot of stuff recently too from different companies, and so I've been well blessed in that way. I'm happy to share the love with you guys, and so I hope that you win this, and I hope you enjoy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through these builds one at a time and kind of show you some interesting things about the build, because I think that's kind of interesting in and of itself, even if you don't win. And then at the end of the video, I'll go over the rules just really quickly, what you need to do if you want to win one. All right, prize number 1 is this cute little guy. It's got a carbon fiber frame and 2.5-inch props. I built this quite a while ago now, but I really like how it looks. It kind of reminds me of a 5-inch racing drone, just kind of shrunk down. The frame, as you can see, is made by iFlight. I think it's called the X2 Stretch or something like that. I didn't actually buy this frame. I won it at a race. Same way I got the ESC. That's a 20 by 20. I think it's a 20 amp 4S ESC. And so more than this thing needs. And the flight controller, I think, is just an F3, so it's not going to run the latest versions of Betaflight, but just run what's on here. It'll work fine. This would actually be a pretty good beginner drone, and here's why. This carbon fiber frame is pretty thick. It's got M3 bolts going through here. This thing is super tough. I'd be surprised if you broke this thing. You break the props and different things, of course, but the build itself is super solid. So if you're looking for a drone that you could learn acro and really take a beating, I think this would be it. And of course, it's still light enough that it doesn't have tons of momentum going into a crash. The motors are 1105, 6000 kV. I'm not sure if they make this kV anymore. This is the motor they originally used on the 85X, and then they dropped down to 5000 kV. The reason they did that was to make it safer to run on 4S, but I actually kind of like 6000 kV. This is a better kV for 3S, and I think 3S is plenty of power for something like this. These antennas right here are from an FrSky XM+. If you don't have an FrSky radio, that's okay. You can still win this, but you'll have to swap out that receiver, of course, for whatever receiver of your choice. Prize number 2 is this Beta 85X HD. This one does have the 1105 5000 kV motors. I think it's got a 2-board stack, and the camera is the Caddx Turtle V2. So you're going to fly this with an analog FPV system, but it has an onboard SD card to record high-definition video while you fly, so this is kind of one of the early CineWhoops. I think it's rated for 4S. Some people had problems with 4S on this stack, and so then Beta FPV started recommending 3S. I would go with 3S because I think that's going to be plenty of power for this kind of a whoop anyway. And prize number 3, this one is new in the box. It has never been flown, but it is a Beta 75X. And this is the 3S version, so it's got 1103 8000 kV motors. It can run on 2S or 3S, but if you're going to fly 3S, it better be a lightweight 3S, and there's only a few of those batteries that can fit in here. I would probably fly it on 2S most of the time unless you're out in a bigger space, but that is an option. This one comes with LEDs on the back, and it's the 12 amp all-in-one board that's in this one, and so that's nice. Fun bit of history, the 2S version of the 75X was one of the first power whoops to really become popular. Before that, there really wasn't any kind of selection of these parts on the market, and so the only people flying them back then were people like me and my friends building these sort of kit bashing with 16 by 16 stacks. And this drone is something I showed on my channel a long time ago, and the 75X was actually directly inspired by this design. If you win this, you could of course fly it the way that it is, or you could swap up to the 85mm frame with 2-inch props like these Emax Avant props, and then you would basically have a 3S capable version of my Shutterbug 85 formula, and it would be great. All right, so let's talk about how the contest is going to work. If you want to try to win one of these drones, all you've got to do is leave a comment on this video, 1 comment only per person, and in that comment, let me know the priority of these drones. Which one would you most like to have? First choice, second choice, third choice. If you'd only want one of them and you don't really want the other ones, you could let me know that as well. And what I'm going to do is on Friday, January 22nd, I'm going to do a random drawing by using a random YouTube comment picker. I'm going to pick out 3 different winners, and as long as those winners qualify, I will divvy up the prizes between them. So I'll do my best to give people the ones that were their choice, but obviously you're not necessarily going to get your first choice. And so that way, hopefully they'll land in places where they will be used. And the other thing is, once I contact you, I will need to get payment for the shipping. I'm not going to pay for the shipping of these, but I will ship them anywhere you want me to ship them as long as you're willing to pay for the shipment. So once I get a hold of you, I'll give you the exact shipment amount to your zip code or to your country, and we can work that out. So be willing to pay for the shipping of these if you enter, and that's the only thing that I ask. I'm not trying to make a cent on this thing. I'm just trying to cover costs. And if it goes well and it's pretty smooth, then I'll probably do this again because I've got more parts and more drones behind me. You know, sometimes when people do contests, they ask you to do a bunch of extra stuff like make posts on social media or like and subscribe and all of that. I'm not going to require any of that for this contest because I'm not really trying to get anything out of this. I'm just trying to be generous and help you guys out. So I hope you appreciate that. Of course, if you want to like and subscribe, that's totally up to you. I do have a bunch more content coming, and one really quick sneak peek. This is a 59-gram DJI baby tooth. So if you want to see this, definitely do subscribe and hit that bell and you'll be notified when it comes out. But again, totally up to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you guys win. Good luck.